Chapter 1 of The Curse of Carne's Hold. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Michele Eaton. The Curse of Carne's Hold by George Alfred Henty. Chapter 1. How the Curse Began. There was nothing about Carne's Hold that would have suggested to the mind of the passing stranger that a curse lay upon it. Houses to which an evil history is attached lie almost uniformly in low and damp situations. They are embedded in trees, their appearance is gloomy and melancholy, the vegetation grows rank around them, the drive is overgrown with weeds and mosses, and the lichens cling to the walls. Carne's Hold possessed none of these features. It stood high up on the slope of a hill, looking down into the valley of the Dare, with the pretty village of Carnesford nestling among its orchards, and the bright stream sparkling in the sunshine. There was nothing either gloomy or forbidding about its architecture, and the family now simply called their abode the Carnes. The term hold that the country people applied to it was indeed a misnomer, for the bombardiers of Essex had battered the walls of the old fortified house, and had called in the aid of fire to finish the work of destruction. The whole of the present structure was therefore subsequent to that date. It had been added to and altered many times, and each of its owners had followed out his own fancies in utter disregard of those of his predecessors. Consequently the house represented a medley of diverse styles, and, although doubtless an architectural monstrosity, was picturesque and pleasing to the eye of men ignorant of the canons of art. There were no large trees near it, though a clump rose a few hundred yards behind it, and took away the effect of bareness it would otherwise have had. The garden was well kept and bright with flowers, and it was clear that no blighting influence hung over them, nor, it would be thought, over the girl, who, with a straw hat swinging in one hand and a basket, moved among them. But the country people for 6 miles round firmly believed that a curse lay on Carne's Hold, and even among the country families no one would have been willing to give a daughter in marriage to an owner of the place. Carnesford, now a good-sized village, had once been a tiny hamlet, an appanage of Carne's Hold, but it had long since grown out of leading strings, and though it still regarded the Carnes with something of its old feudal feeling, it now furnished no suit or service unless paid for doing so. Carnesford had grown but little of late years, and had no tendency to increase. There was work enough in the neighbourhood for such of its inhabitants as wanted to work, and in summer a cart went daily with fruit and garden produce to Plymouth, which lay about.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?